I was lying on the kitchen floor in agony while my husband bailed on me to go on a trip with his sister. I'm not talking about a little stomachache. This felt like someone was stabbing me repeatedly with a hot knife. My 7-year-old Lily was standing in the doorway, absolutely terrified. "Mommy, please get up," she kept saying. I heard footsteps and thought, thank God he's coming to help, but no. David walked right past me, rolling his suitcase. He was checking his phone. I managed to gasp out, "David, I think it's my appendix. I need the hospital now." He didn't even look at me, just sighed like I was being inconvenient and said, "Evelyn, I told you about this trip 3 weeks ago. Can't you just take some Advil?" I could barely breathe. The pain was radiating down my right side. "David, please," I begged. "This is serious. Our daughter is scared. I can't stand up." He finally looked at me with zero concern, just annoyance. He said, "Look, just call an Uber if it's that bad. Rachel and I have our itinerary planned. We can't miss our flight. My sister's counting on me." His 32-year-old sister, who apparently couldn't vacation without her married brother. Then he actually said, "I'll have my phone on vibrate, so try not to call unless it's a real emergency." Then he left. Lily started crying harder. I crawled to the couch and grabbed my phone, my hands shaking so bad I could barely dial. My brother Michael answered immediately. "Hey sis, what's up?" "Michael," I whispered. "I need help. I'm on the floor. David left. I think my appendix is about to burst. Lily's here." 3 seconds of silence, then keys jingling. "I'm 20 minutes away. Stay on the phone. Don't hang up. I'm calling 911. He stayed on the line the entire time. When the ambulance arrived, Michael was right behind them. He grabbed Lily and followed us to the hospital. 3 hours later, I woke up in recovery. The surgeon looked serious. "Mrs. Parker, you had a ruptured appendix. You were going into septic shock. Another hour and we'd be having a different conversation." I started crying, not from pain, but realizing I could have died. David chose a vacation over my life. Michael was in the corner and pulled out his phone. He'd recorded everything. The nurse asking where my husband was. Me explaining he knew I was in pain but left. The doctor's face when he heard. His exact words, "I'm sorry, but what kind of man does that?" David called once in 4 days. Once. To ask if I could Venmo him money for airport parking. When he came back, he found the house empty. I'd had Michael move all my stuff to my parents' house. The only things left were divorce papers on the counter and his clothes. He called 37 times in one night. The voicemails were insane. First apologetic, "Baby, please, let's talk. I made a mistake." Then nasty, "You're being dramatic over a simple surgery. Stop playing the victim." His sister texted, "You're manipulating everyone. David said you were fine when he left." So I posted every recording my brother made on Facebook. Tagged David, Rachel, both sets of parents, all their friends. The video showed me barely conscious, explaining what happened. The doctor's horrified reaction. Nurses looking disgusted. 2 hours later, my mother-in-law called, sobbing. "Where are you? I need to see you." She showed up at my parents' house and said, "We always knew Rachel had David wrapped around her finger, but we didn't know it was this bad." Then she told me something that made everything click. 6 months ago, Rachel's husband divorced her. He found out she spent their savings, $23,000, on a luxury vacation. David helped Rachel hide the money. He even lied in court about it. Margaret pulled out bank statements. Rachel used our joint credit card to pay for their entire trip. Flights, hotels, meals, everything. $9,400. While I was in the ICU, she was charging champagne to my card. Margaret said, "Keep the house, keep everything. I'll testify about the fraud. He doesn't deserve you." She handed me a folder of statements and receipts. David sent one text 2 days ago. "We need to talk. I know you're upset, but we can work through this." I replied with 4 words and an attachment. The hospital bill, $17,312. Then blocked his number. Yesterday my lawyer called. The credit card company is pursuing fraud charges. David's trying to claim he didn't know she used the card, but I have texts where he told her the number. His mom forwarded them to my lawyer. Lily asked me last night if Daddy was coming back. I told her, "Sometimes people show you who they really are, and we deserve better." She thought about it, then said, "I'm glad Uncle Michael was there. He's like a real daddy."